Hello and welcome back. Thank you for watching us. Thank you, you're here. We have lots of viewers from out of country. Thank you, Los Angeles, number one, Orange County, and Toronto. And we are here with Dr. Foojan Zeine, clinical psychologist, licensed marriage family therapist from Los Angeles. Welcome.
Hello, nice
Hello,
to see you
hello.
again.
Pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
It's great to be here, and hello to everyone who's with us from everywhere in the world.
Wow, you cannot believe it. We have a viewer from Dubai, Algeria, from London, France, uh, different city of Germany, and also from Iran. We have a viewer Qatar, Dubai. I said and different city from United States. So
I hope everyone's safe wherever you are in the world.
yeah, and Sydney. We have six people from Sydney. Tokyo too. Thank you so much. People they have a different choices, but they pick to watching us, and it's very important for me. I really appreciate them. Thank you for their support and the good things they sharing with the friends and family, to come here and watch this program. And we put the countdown for your program, and I saw a lot of people, they save it to know what time program going to be a start. And my first question, Dr. Foojan, what does it mean, reality?
Reality is a subjective concept of how we see what exists. So there's two different aspects of looking at a reality. So, I could have these glasses,
Mm-hmm.
type of glasses.
Right.
If we all agree that this is a reading glass, then we all have an agreement that we're going to use it as a reading glass.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as there's something out there that we could agree, then we agree on some type of a reality. But there's also a subjective reality, which is the way I perceive this, the
Mm-hmm.
meaning that these glasses have for me, the way that I use them for myself, and that becomes my reality of what is, which is could be close to the agreed upon reality, or it could be very different than agreed upon reality, really.
Very profound, short, and boom. So, and now, truth.
Truth. Truth usually is set up as if there is an absolute truth there, which is something that's there. And when you talk to people and they look at that scenario or what is, that it resonates with them as the truth. Like that's what their reality is. It's a single concept. It's not. It's more objective than subjective.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, when you look at the Webster Dictionary and you go about looking at the word itself, truth is singular and it appears to be more of solid something, where reality is more of the subjective aspect of that truth, in a sense.
Makes sense. And let's go with the example. And what's the difference between truth and reality?
An example of that would be that you and I have agreed a time to meet today at 6 o'clock, right? And
Right.
we are both here. So the truth is that we are here at the same time that we agreed upon. What is the reality? The reality is that we agreed on time and we got here. And
Mm-hmm.
my version or my experience of what's going on with this togetherness is going to be different than yours. So after about an hour, if one of our viewers comes back and say, Fujan, what was your experience of this episode that you were doing, and ask you, you and I might have completely a different version of our experience of this reality. But the
Right.
truth was, we were both here at 6 p.m. with our viewers and with the intentionality of talking.
Very good. Very good. So, mm,
So my question to you is, since you picked the topic, what was in your mind about the truth or reality?
uh, honestly, I just find out. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. I found out. Okay, I was confused between truth and reality. I learned, and during this couple years, I learned more and more and more in during my transformation and everything. Uh, Finally, I saw something, and this topic comes again to my mind. It was a few days ago. Few days ago, one of our friends, our mutual friend, he posting some news on his social media, and everybody attacked him. Why you telling and why you posting bad news and bad news? I said, this is not a bad news. This is a reality. This is it. We need to know it. We need to know what's going on around us. Like a doctor posting something about new version of COVID-19, and now is G5. So if I don't know it, it's different to know it. Like all of us, we know we should wearing mask, right? So, but lots of people, they wearing just a simple mask is just covering 1% of virus. It's just 1%. And most of people, they wearing that type of mask. It's fashion, beautiful, but KN95 still is covering 95%. If you're wearing in the proper and the good way and fix it 100% with your face. So I was thinking, why people still they want to deny, they don't want to accept the reality, they don't want to hear it, they don't want to hear what's going on. And please let us know what's going to happen in the brain and their mind. They don't want to accept it.
Well, to bring that back into the conversation of truth and reality, the truth is the accurate information. That's the truth, the accurate information about the COVID-19, the accurate information about what type of mask and what percentage each mask might possibly, protect you or not protect you. And it is about, if someone's truth is that it's their mission that they would share with you because they want to protect you. So they will share with you when they get it information that it would be useful for someone else. So their truth, because of their mission, is whenever I find some information that would be useful for the public, I'm going to share it. So these are the truth,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then the reality becomes that it becomes hard for people to maybe get 95 and 95 masks. Maybe it's hard. Oh, let me share one more truth about that.
Mm-hmm.
There's also this element of the truth that really the concept of the mask wearing is that if you're ill and if you are going to talk and all of the viruses that are in your mouth and in your breath is going to come out and spread, you're actually putting the mask in front of your own mouth so that it does not, be put on the air.
Exactly.
You're actually doing this to protect others. You're not wearing the mask in order to protect yourself. You're wearing the mask as a responsible human being in order to protect others.
Absolutely.
However,
Right.
obviously, if everybody's wearing a mask,
Mhm.
that since they're wearing a mask, that even if some percentage comes up, that percentage, if you don't have anything in front of your mouth, it has the capability of coming right into your nose and mouth
Mhm.
and your eyes. But if you at least have something, it would take the least amount of protection, right? I mean, at least it will protect you somehow. So it might come from the sides, but at least it doesn't have your whole mouth open. So any type is better than none.
Mhm.
Wearing it when you're trying to protect yourself. If you're
Mhm.
trying to protect others and be a responsible human being on the face of the earth, then you would have to put it no matter what. Put your hands on it. I don't care what you do. Put something in the front of your face when you're with other people. The other side of it is, so those are the truths.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is that someone might not be able to find N95. So, and the reality is, what do I have in front of me? Oh, I have this. So maybe I can use this. Or maybe I'm sitting in my car and I still think that I'm not around somebody else. I don't have symptoms, so that's my reality. I don't have symptoms, and if there's nobody here, I can't find N95. Might as well, pick this up and just put it like this for now. That becomes my reality.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in life, what do I need to do?
Right.
And that piece of it is, I'm going to do whatever I can at this point, which would be available, and it's suitable for my life, and I can do this and move forward. For example, like Tuesdays, I'm in my Beverly Hills office all day with clients.
Mm-hmm.
And the first day I went back to my office, I had the N95.
Mm-hmm.
I could not breathe. I could not talk all day, like 13 hours back to back with clients with the N95. Then I took it off and I put surgical masks.
That surgical mask covering just 50%.
And it was horrible talking, because every time I wanted to talk and breathe, the mask would go into my nostrils and wouldn't let me breathe. So I had to take that off. And then I found these fabric masks, which are two sets, and then you could also put like Kleenex or thin type of tissue and put it in the middle, so you have 3 layers. I put that on. That worked. I'm telling you. I mean,
that's covering 15. That's covering 15 to 20%. I did my practice.
Yes, but at least it covers me protecting them.
And exactly, right? So you are responsible about the other people. That's the important things. And if both sides you wear mask, then they're covering 95 to 100%, hopefully.
Yes.
And now, yeah, exactly. I know it's sometimes it's hard. That's why we don't want to accept it. Sometimes it's hard for us to see bad news on social media, and they're complaining, why are you posting bad news? Not to me, to that person. So some of my friends, they don't watch TV. They don't watch news. They don't know what's going on around them, So what's your message for people to don't deny reality and the truth around you? Anything, it is what it is. We should accept it and deal with it.
Well, I mean, we can live in our own bubble as much as you want, but when something happens outside the bubble that you had no idea, then you're going to feel victim of it, or you weren't prepared for it. So one aspect of the news and having it is the ability to find information so that you are alerted and that you could support yourself or protect yourself, or if there are areas that you actually needed to take a stance of within your community or do something, that you actually have the fact. There are some people that cannot handle visual news anymore because they get upset, their emotions gets heightened, and it really bothers them. So for those people, I will say, don't look at television or radio, go to print media, because sometimes when you read words are different than, watching and having a visual concept. So get your information from that. The other part is, if you don't want commentary, a lot of times news right now shows up with commentary, and it's fabricated, it's manipulated. Everybody has an agenda of how they say the news because, they want to give their commentary plus this. So they add other types of information to the actual truth. Then go find the area, the news media places that don't have commentary around it, and they just give you flat news. And there are a lot of news area, people who are like that. You can go to one You can go to Fox and have media and all of you can have the anything you want around one conversation and one ideology. You can go to CNN and hear the other. You can go to a podcast and hear particular ideology. But if you don't want to be part of the commentary ideology concepts, just go to facts, things that you could see, that you could read about it, and then take that information. Why is it necessary that we live in a world that you need information? For betterment of your life, because you
Right.
can't live in your own bubble. The world doesn't go around your bubble. You live in your bubble within the bigger picture. So you're going to be very, very rudely surprised when you live under your own fantasy, and then suddenly something shows up and you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people who don't read the news and they're not part of the concept of the world, they get much more the feeling of being victimized
Mm-hmm.
because they weren't sure and they got victimized. But when
Right.
people read and gain information from all sides, they have more of an understanding of how people play games, manipulate, do things right or they don't. What are the organizations that can do things right? What are organizations that can't? And you can follow and be a citizen of the world where you can be proactive versus living under your own bubble and then get very upset and think that you're a victim of the world. And when you're not aware, you live in a victimized stance.
So, what do you suggest to this type of people to practice and change their mindset to accept, you know, anything? Maybe it's sad, maybe it's not happy news.
Well, my suggestion is to get the news where the news is supposed to give you the appropriate information. So, for example, for COVID, the appropriate information at this point is CDC.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it seems like United States stated that at this point data should go to White House before it goes to CDC. But I guess until yesterday, it was so you can find out where you can find out where the actual data is, which is the
Right.
raw information, and you can get the
Right.
raw information. And the other part of it is, what is it that you need this news for? Like, what is the purpose of knowing how many people around the world are getting killed at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Does it support you? Does it support you protect yourself? Does it support you understand maybe there are maybe there are new viruses that are there that you have to protect yourself? Maybe they
Exactly.
are, maybe there are new vaccinations that you can go actually and purchase and find out what's going on again to protect yourself. So you first want to know, why do I want the news and what kind of the news that I want, and then what am I going to do with it? How is this relevant into my life? And then is there anything I can do about it for my life or my community? Then yes, figure out what you can do about it. If there's nothing I can do and it's just an information, great. Those information are also part of your socialization and commitment. And when you talk, like, what do you do in your socialization with each other? We either have to gossip about each other or talk about, daily events that are out there, which are the news. So if you don't have actual facts about the world that you're going to discuss and talk and share with each other, what else do you have to share? You're
Okay.
just going to gossip about each other then.
Right.
Because we are social human beings. So when we sit together, what do we do?
Is
What's
it?
on the news? How's it going in your life? How's the weather? I mean, at one point, the conversation is going to get a little bit, higher, and then it becomes opinions. And then what do you give opinions on? You have to have some sort of a truth in
Right.
order to have your opinions based on what? You can have opinions. Everybody has opinions,
Okay.
but personal opinions without the truth, it really doesn't land anywhere.
Okay. Dr. Zain, we have 2 minutes. Uh, is it related to when we deny something? Is it related to anxiety?
Is the denial
Yeah.
is denial due to anxiety? It can be due to
It comes
anxiety,
from
high.
anxiety. It comes from, yeah, yeah.
It
Go.
comes from something you don't want to see.
Okay.
So
Is
it
it
could be fear, it
definitely
could
is
be
related to childhood, right? In our childhood, something happened.
not necessarily.
Not
I think that
necessarily.
yeah, at any point in life, when
Mm-hmm.
something that we have to face, it's overwhelming,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, I don't have the capacity or capability of dealing with what just happened. Our system goes first into a denial and a shutdown. Uh, when somebody dies, when somebody who is our best friend or our relatives die, we first go into a denial because it's overwhelming what I have to face.
Mm-hmm.
So denial could come from overwhelm. It could come from anxiety. It could come from knowing what it is and not wanting to face it yet. And I want to push it forward and like push it back and not wanting to really have to go through dealing with it yet. Denials, can be that I'm not ready to deal with it. Like many people who are addicts, they're completely in denial of their other split side that does all of these things, and they split off, and one part is completely in denial of the other part. And they'll sit with you like, "Did you just do that?" "No, I didn't." You know. So, yeah, and it's not just lying. Denial means you even lie to
Right.
yourself
Yeah.
because you don't
Exactly.
even want to say that. Yeah. So underneath all of it could be that it's a protective system that our brain does to us,
Mm-hmm.
which needs to, it needs to be come down immediately because you can't really remain in denial for too long or your life doesn't work. So it's a short-term shield. It's a short-term immediate shield of just, I don't want to deal with it. Pretty much it says, I don't want to deal with it.
I
But
understand.
then sometimes reality tells you that you can't run away from it and you've got to deal with it, or it's going to be huge consequences that you have to deal with.
I really like to talk about, the root and why we don't want to deal with it, and maybe we can talk about that next time. I really appreciate for your time. Thank you so much. But if you need help and if you want to talk to Dr. Zeine, Foojan.com. Simple, easy, and you are amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate for your
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you so
Bye
much.
bye.
Bye bye.